Imagínate si todos nosotros apoyáramos el talento local. Búsquenos en Facebook, denle follow, denle like, denle share. Nosotros mismos hacemos grandes cosas.
So this is basically me explaining the whole process of the Astros makeup series. I had thought about doing a makeup series based on the star signs and all of that. Just after the Puerto Rico makeup series, I decided that I would make a series about the Astros following the dynamic of Puerto Rico makeup series. Because it was fun, you know, it was fun seeing how many people were interested, and it was fun seeing everyone that wanted to participate. On the first day, I think, of last year was that I announced it, or at least I had previewed it. I had like thrown out this little promo. And since then I started, you know, making face charts and just telling my mom how I wanted the jewelry to look. You know, the idea for this one was very different because I wanted not just makeup and photography and video, but I also wanted to include stylists, more makeup artists. I also wanted to include visual art, and I also included stickers as merchandise. As far as astrology goes in this series, like honestly I just thought it would be really cool to, you know, make a series out of the signs and see how they would look as people. I call it the concept art now because it wasn't the concept art before. It was just me playing around with ideas. Everything is set. I think everyone is pretty ready. Hair department. So Aries was the first one that we shot. Some of the characteristics that I wanted to put into the Aries look was that it's a violent sign. It's very bold. The concept art for it was a pretty tan girl, kind of basically like me, with a blonde slick back. For Aries, she took a blazer which had like a black cut, and she put in red, orange, and yellow colors to kind of represent like the flames, because Aries is a fire sign, and she put that there, and it kind of complemented the jewelry because the jewelry is also yellow, orange, red, and black and white, and it kind of looked like a flame. So Amanda came all the way from Florida just to shoot this. No, she didn't. So it's really cool to say that I did this shoot, you know, this Aries and Libra shoot with my best friend.
I was one of the photographers and one of the models, which was a really cool experience. I've worked with Kiara 1,000 times before. She's one of my closest friends and one of my favorite people to create with. Y ella me utilizó como modelo para el signo de Libra en cuanto a mi fotografía. Like, modeling for all these different types of photographers, que si tú entras a las páginas tú ves el diferente estilo que todos tenemos, but we all came together to bring Kiara's vision to life, and that was really cool.
For Libra, the concept was pretty much just silver or gray, mostly silver, and rainbow, just iridescence, you know, because Libra is all about aesthetics. This is the dress for Libra that Rose designed from scratch. I can't thank her enough because, wow, designing a dress from scratch is wow. The makeup for Libra was really charged with like the concept of Libra in general. On one side I did warm colors, and then on the other I did cold colors. At the end of the day, for Libra and Aries, it was just great, and I really loved how it turned out, you know, how the video and the footage and everything turned out, and it was great. Looking back at Taurus, I think that Tania did such a wonderful job. It's funny because I actually didn't want to focus so much on the makeup as I did with the rest of the look. I just felt like, you know, these forest nymph vibes with Taurus, so I really wanted a hoodie, and thank you, Rose, for doing the hoodie. As for the colors for Taurus, I really liked orange. Kind of related the color orange to Taurus because Taurus is a very gluttonous sign. It's funny how the concept art for it at the beginning did not end up at all how, you know, Tania represented Taurus. I had this flower charm that coincidentally had orange and green, which were like the main colors for Taurus. Practicality and femininity and stability and all those good things about Taurus in there, all those main things, right? So I'm really satisfied with the work for Taurus. So as Taurus is sensual, Scorpio is sexual, I guess. Which is why there's like, you know, lingerie and a dark eyeshadow. The earrings were actually kind of like a scorpion, like they were in the shape of a scorpion. I thought they were really cute. You can't really appreciate them in the shoot, but they're there. What Natalie did to her hair, which was just like a bubble ponytail with just like the red tips, and it was great, and Natalie did a great job at it, so thank you so much, Natalie. Okay, so Gemini. Green, like a very vibrant green, just almost neon green, was like the main vibe for Gemini. Accompanied by the colors, you know, a vibrant yellow and a pretty solid vibrant purple. I'm honestly amazed, just as I am with the Aries concept, at how similar it ended up being. The Gemini concept art as to how it ended up, they're so similar. She has a ring, and the choker, which if you notice, it has the glyph of the Gemini made out of like just a ton of green beads. It was really fun to put on that wig. I'd never put a wig on anyone, and that was really fun. So honestly, Sagittarius gives me such like an 80s metal, 80s rock kind of vibe. Sag is a fire sign, but I attribute it more to like cold colors, you know, muted blues, muted like gray colors, just like a tinge of orange. Actually, the photo that motivated me to choose her as my Sagittarius queen was literally a picture of her with, you know, this makeup look that Odalys had actually done on her. Like a simple stringed necklace with like an arrow at the end, because the arrow is, you know, the symbol of the Sagittarius. So it's one of the ones that like most reminds me of the original concept art, even though it doesn't look like it exactly, but it kind of invokes the same energies. Honestly, Cancer, you know, being a water sign and being so passive, it reminds me of, you know, being in the ocean. It's like the only water sign that actually reminds me of being out in nature, calm. So as for the model, the concept art for Cancer ended up being very different, because Laura is definitely not pale and she definitely does not have red hair. When I went to choose the winners for Cancer, I wanted to have more diversity in the models, so I chose Laura. And honestly, I love that I kind of changed the idea, because usually I'm not flexible when it comes to my ideas, but you know, I love how I completely switched it up to that one, and how it ended, it was perfect. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so I thought it appropriate to have just like moon earrings. Honestly, it was also just really fun to capture like a model in nature, especially for like all the photographers, and we all had a chance to like just have fun with like the background being, you know, the ocean and the beach. My father was part of this project as well. He did a great job with like the shoots over the ocean. So I chose Louny because I kind of wanted like that whole father time kind of vibe, because that's basically what Saturn is, and Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn. As far as the makeup goes, I wanted to go really avant-garde with Capricorn and just be, you know, it's a serious sign, but it's also kind of bold. So I love the colors that I used, which were mainly, you know, teal, silver. It was relatively simple. It was just like a little gray tassel with a little bit of blue green sparkles. He's such a great model. He's so great at portraying and just being in front of the camera. It's just like his thing, you know? So Leo, wow. Leo, it gives me kind of a headache to talk about when we shot Leo. So I had this idea in my head, and it was very different as opposed to the other signs, because the other signs just had one model. I wanted various models for the Leo sign. I wanted Afro-Latina models in this shoot, because Leo is a sign of like pride and like just exalting beauty and confidence. So there were various models. Odalys, which was like my main model, the main Leo queen, and so there was Sofia Lorena, my friend Fabiola, and Norelis. Can't thank any of the makeup artists enough for, you know, giving me their time and their work for the Leo shoots. What's interesting is that the other girls aren't Leos. They weren't Leos. I mean, only Leonor was. But the other girls weren't Leos. So I wanted them to represent their own sign, their own sun sign, you know. So for example, Kenalys still had like a Leo vibe in her makeup, but with the colors of her sign, which is Scorpio, and I've attributed the colors, you know, black and red to Scorpio. Theresa had her makeup done by Fabiola, and that makeup was beautiful. And finally, Norelis did 2 makeup looks, which was, for me, it was just so much to ask for her because the one she had done already was so amazing. And it's like, you know, I didn't want to take more of her time, but the thing is that she had this profile picture, was a drawing by my now good friend Lidshairy, and then she did makeup on Angélica. It was so beautiful, and she based it on the face chart, but she gave it like her own familiar touch, and I loved it so much. Here is some of Krystal's work as well. She didn't make it to the official shoot, but she is part of the series. Leo was honestly such hard work. It was such a long day, but at the end of it, like, it gave me so much pride to shoot and just to see everyone there like working so hard for it. It was just so fun. So for Aquarius, wow, I always envisioned the Aquarius model being tall and having long hair, and kind of, you know, in the concept art she does have colored hair, which we kind of tried to color Lidshairy's hair, but it's not shown enough in the picture. I kind of imagined like a bun and a half updo, you know, and Natalie did a great job at that, so thank you so much, Natalie. And a veil, kind of similar to Virgo, and it ended up looking great, honestly. Like, I loved the veil effect. First, I don't know what inspired them, but they just look so Aquarius, you know? Oh, I love them, honestly. They're probably my favorite jewelry. So yeah, Aquarius was honestly a great, you know, shoot. It's one of my favorite signs, so I just love shooting it. So for Virgo, I know that people usually relate Virgo to virgin, to woman, to maiden, but I guess it kind of reminded me of the Virgin Mary. So the concept art for Virgo originally had a lot of hair. Feminine beauty and perfection doesn't really depend on you having long hair or being, you know, skinny or all these things that society says that we have to do to be perfect. So, because I feel like we attribute a lot of our beauty to our hair. And when, you know, this is just me, someone with hair saying this, but I feel like when you don't have hair, you kind of have control over what people say and don't say about your hair. Like, you take control of it because you know that people are gonna say things about it, but you don't care. And it was kind of a nice moment when I just told Gabriella, shave your head off. I mean, she had wanted to do it for a while now, so it's not like I made her do it, but she was so motivated to shave her hair off again. I do attribute Virgo to yellow and white roses. So mom did white and green roses for earring, and just a simple necklace, a green necklace with a little gem at the end, and it kind of complements the Pisces jewelry, so I really liked it. Yeah, the day of shooting, that was probably the worst day to shoot. This shoot has been fucking terrible. It's been raining all day. Like, we took forever to do the makeup and everything, but it was mainly by my fault because I woke up really late because of the Bad Bunny concert and everything. And I don't know, it's just been a mess. It's been a mess. I'm crying. I'm eating my food while we're out here recording. That's got his drone on. So the last one is officially Pisces. I honestly can't believe that this model, Barbara Alexandra, aka Sea Witch, she like went along with my idea, and she was so kind enough to like make it to my house, even though she lives so far away. So I cut a makeup puff in half, wrapped it around with very fine threading string, and very similar to the Virgo necklace, in the same material, just like a little drop. For the Pisces makeup, honestly, I wanted blue lips. Lots of blue, light blue tones. That's what I wanted for Pisces, but I really wanted it to look kind of fuzzy. So instead of making it look soft, I used all shimmers. In real life, it was so stunning. In photos, it looks great, and in the videos, it looks great, but nothing beats how it actually looked. It was so simple, so weird, no lashes. We got a human smoke machine, and it was really funny.
So we just finished all the shoots today. I can't believe we're done with all the shoots. I'm really excited for this week. I feel like this week is gonna go by so fast because we have so much work to do with the expo, but I'm really excited for it. I'm really pumped, like, really excited.
So around a little before we started shooting Aries and Libra, I kind of gotten the idea and the motivation to do an exposition at the University of Puerto Rico in Macau. And I was kind of overwhelmed by the idea because an exposition is so hard to plan. So many times to go at the office and just remind them or ask them or tell them what you're gonna do. It was so fulfilling to see it come to life and see all the people go. But it took a lot of planning, you know, so I wanted a certain space. You know, there was a new student center. I thought that it could be there, and I'm glad that they accepted the idea to have it there. Thank you, ARIES, for like rushing to give me the photo for maybe 2 days before, right? And I hung up like explanations on all the signs. I printed them out from my own printer and put them up there, right? Also, I wanted to expose like jewelry that we used that my mother made. Obviously, I wanted to promote her work, you know, which was really nice to see a lot of people interested in her jewelry. That made me really happy. So thank you for everyone who went to see it. And I organized them by element, but that was kind of hard because finding pillars to put those on was so hard. We had to end up renting them. I also wanted to expose visual art, so thank you to Jaylani and Nicole, and thank you to Carlene for your visual work that I still have in my room. I had to buy a lot of props. I had to print so much. I had to organize all the imagery. I had to do a lot of work, but it was honestly worth it, and it was honestly very fun. Thank you all for your contributions to the expo. It was great to be able to do the series and edit the videos and edit the photos and print the photos and do the exposition and also graduate.
Bueno, it was great. We had so much fun. I'm really glad que todo el mundo se lo disfrutó as much as I did. Y pues gracias a todos por venir.
La serie fue una oportunidad bien grande para mí porque yo me mudé para Georgia después del huracán María y no creé nada mientras estaba allá. Volé para Puerto Rico después de un par de meses y fui parte de la serie, conocí a un montón de gente nueva, creadores del área. Pude crear después de tanto tiempo, tener ese creative rut that I had while I was away from the island for so long. Like, me encantó ser parte de eso. Un montón de gente ven tu trabajo y lo que te dan son compliments about everything, even though they're part of the project too. I love you, Kiara. Thanks for including me in your project. It was amazing, and I can't believe it's already been a year since we did it. What?
Mucha gente talentosa contribuyendo a diferentes ideas. Nunca había participado en algo así. Lo encontré súper único y súper cool. También ayuda a exponer a ciertos talentos que maybe you haven't heard about. Y nos ayuda a practicar. Y nada, una dinámica bien cool. En serio, si vuelven a montar algo igual, me monto full. Y nada, lo de la noche de la galería estuvo súper cool también. En UPR Macao, en el centro de estudiantes. Bien organizado, bien bonito, se pusieron todas las obras.
The outcome of creators. Éramos muchos y todos estábamos súper excited de estar participando de algo tan bonito como que Kiara nos juntara a todos y hablar sobre, no sé, lo que yo esperaba que mi visión fuera en base al maquillaje que iba a hacer y escuchar las ideas de otros creadores y usar de eso para inspiración. Estoy bien agradecida de poder haber sido parte y gracias, Kiara, por permitirme poner mi granito de arena en esto.
Thank you so much to everyone who made a part of this. Thank you to AJ Videos for doing the EXPO video, which I'll link down below, of course. I want to thank all the photographers, obviously, for being there every shoot. All of the shoots were in studio at Gabriel's old house, and I can't be thankful enough for him. I'm really proud of the series as a whole, and I'm so proud of the work and time that people gave me to be able to, you know, realize it. Honestly, one of my biggest takeaways from this whole series is that so many people from my area are so talented and they deserve to be recognized. Thank you to everyone who made a part, big or small, in this project. Thank you for supporting it. Thank you for everything, really. I'm really happy that people can appreciate it and they can appreciate local art. They can appreciate, you know, my vision, and it was just a great time creating this and posting all about it, and thank you so much. So the pictures have been going to my makeup Instagram. The preview vids were going up to my main Instagram, but the stickers are all on my art Instagram and the jewelry as well. Please go to the links and support all these local artists that work so hard on this project. That would be like the biggest favor that you could do me. Thank you so much.